You're listening to the Belmar Bytes podcast, brought to you by Belmar Consulting. Hey everybody, welcome back to Belmar Bytes. This is episode 19, and today I am on my own and excited to announce that we are starting a new content strategy around a product offering that we have called Hypercare. And so Hypercare has been something that we as an organization have been providing to our customers for uh, a number of years now, and it's tacked on to every project that we implement, which is really at the end of the project to help a customer successfully transition post implementation into using Salesforce. And so historically, we've offered Hypercare as a 1 month. We've included it as a 1 month offering within every implementation project that we deliver. But we have opened this up and extended this now to organizations that have been using Salesforce for some time and have not been receiving support and are in need of a managed service offering to help them maximize their investment in Salesforce. So, wanted to spend a little bit of time today just introducing. We are going to be communicating this more broadly through our email communication, our social communication, and on our website. And so I thought today would be kind of a perfect pod episode on Hypercare. So let's probably the best place to start is looking at our website. And so this is our website, belmarcloud.com. And if you want to learn more about Hypercare, you can do so just by navigating to our site. We have a page dedicated to Hypercare, and so as that loads, we can dive into kind of what is the Hypercare offering. So put yourself in the shoes of, or think of yourself, in one of a few different categories. So number one, you are an organization that has been using Salesforce for, could be months, could be years, and you don't have anybody internally that is dedicated and responsible for managing Salesforce. So, oftentimes, and this is a term that we see and hear in our industry, there's this, it's called the accidental admin. Salesforce was implemented. Somebody internally who either has a particular liking or set of capabilities that lend themselves well to administering Salesforce, accidentally becomes the administrator. And while that can be good for some organizations, for many, it's a challenge. That individual gets pulled away from what they are actually employed to do, which is probably something other than managing Salesforce, and gets dragged in and pulled into supporting the application. In most cases, they're doing this off the side of their desk, so they're capable, but they're not the most proficient at Salesforce. And so, one of the many challenges that arise from that is a customer's environment, a Salesforce environment, can become bogged down with a term that we call technical debt. So things that have been implemented which solve a particular problem in that moment, but maybe are not well designed. And so this is just one example. So think of yourself, perhaps in that category. Another category is you are thinking about making an investment, a further investment in Salesforce. So you've been using it; it's performing well for you, but you're thinking about what comes next, and you don't have an internal team, you don't have an internal resource to help you in that next phase. And maybe in the past you've worked with a partner like Belmar who has helped you implement Salesforce, uh, but you are kind of thinking, well, this isn't big enough to be a project. I would just like to get some help and support with this. Well, Hypercare may be a good fit there as well. And we do have a number of customers that they've gone through initial implementation of Salesforce, and we have sold them our Hypercare offering to really help them augment and improve and enhance what Salesforce is doing for them. So that's the second category. Third category, and this is one that we see from customers that are really thinking about making a wise and thoughtful investment. They haven't yet decided to move in the direction of Salesforce, but they are wanting somebody to come alongside and help them develop a roadmap, help them prepare to present to the board, help them prepare from a budgeting perspective. Uh, we offer Hypercare to facilitate those types of services as well. So, regardless of where you are in terms of your Salesforce journey, Hypercare can be a really good fit. Now, let's talk about some of the benefits. So, these are the benefits that we see customers getting from this type of an investment. So, first is expert advice on demand. Now, we sell Hypercare as a uh, as a 30-day contract. So, you subscribe, and the contract auto renews every month, but it is not something you need to sign up for a year, 2 years, 3 years. So we want to make this as easy for you to consume and purchase as possible without having to go through a lengthy process on your side to get this approved and budgeted and then you're essentially delaying getting value out of the system because you're having to go through a protracted sales process. We don't want that. We want to make it really easy. So expert advice on demand. What do we mean by expert advice? Well, all of the things that I've already talked about, being able to support your organization, and that can range from basic admin capabilities, so setting up users, uh, turning users off as they leave your organization, uh, basic configuration, field setup, the adjusting and modifying layouts that your team is looking at within Salesforce, to going beyond that. If there's more in-depth configuration, even sometimes development that's needed, all of this is included within this Hypercare offering. So think of it as expert advice on demand. We've got a full complement of resources and people who can do everything that you're going to need to have done in Salesforce. And that team is available and ready to help you and can be deployed through our Hypercare contract. The second benefit is long term continuity and support. I had referenced earlier this accidental admin. Well, even if you didn't accidentally get an admin, let's say you were very intentional about getting an admin, you went to market, you hired somebody, it was a full-time resource. What we're seeing in the market today is the cost to bring somebody in-house who has Salesforce capabilities. More importantly, they have a broad enough set of capabilities that they are able to handle your environment. That's a pretty expensive resource to bring in. By the time you bake in all your other costs, it can get very expensive to have somebody in-house who is managing Salesforce. One of the challenges that we hear often is, "Hey, I had this great admin, but they've left the organization, and we're now in between, and we're actively looking for a new one." I would love for you to think about utilizing Hypercare while you are looking for your next resource, and even think about it. Give Hypercare an opportunity. Give us an opportunity for 6 months to support your organization and really to demonstrate value. We strongly believe that uh, not only can we be a long term provider to you if that's what you are interested in, but we can do that with continuity and without there being any gaps in knowledge or coverage. And so, even if you have a great resource who is full time, that person takes vacation, they take sick days. There's just things that are part of that relationship. With us, with Hypercare, we're going to have a team that knows your environment, and they're going to be there to support you. So it is this long term planning, both from a capacity and capability perspective, but also just continuity. You don't lose knowledge when that person walks out the door of your office for the last time. And you're in this state where you've now got to go and find somebody, and it just is problematic. So long-term continuity and support is what is wrapped into Hypercare. Lastly, is proactive and cost-effective. So Uh, we see this a lot, and this pertains a little bit more, at least in the proactive side of this. This pertains more to an organization that doesn't have an administrator. Maybe they have this accidental admin that's doing a little bit of work in the system, but they're not proactive in terms of managing Salesforce. So Salesforce is famously known for doing uh, 3 big releases a year. Those releases just get rolled out into your environment, and you don't have to do anything. Those just come with your subscription. But there are throughout the year other releases, other things that need to be updated and adjusted in Salesforce. And unless you have an admin that's doing those go neglected. And further, there's security. There is just other system administration that really should be done within your environment. That in the absence of a Salesforce admin, these things just are not managed. And you're really just your strategy really is you're hoping for the best. In this third category, this proactive management of your system, we are going to ensure that your system is healthy, it's performing well. From a security perspective, everything is taken care of, and we are that backstop for you. We're taking care of that. We're taking that responsibility off of your plate, and we're going to own that. Next here is just this cost effectiveness. I referenced earlier bringing in a full time resource. Your fully loaded costs can be very very high for a strong Salesforce admin. And one of the things that we know, and I'm sure you experience, an admin is not working in Salesforce 100% of their time. They're involved in other aspects of the business, which may or may not be important and adding value, but they're not focused just on supporting Salesforce and advancing your use of Salesforce. Compare that to Hypercare. Hypercare is very, very focused. It's hyper focused on advancing Salesforce, increasing and delivering more value from the investment that you've made in Salesforce to your organization. So, we are seeing that a hypercare plan that is 50% of the time of an FTE is often more than enough to deliver on what you need from a day-to-day, month-to-month perspective in terms of administering the system. And we're going to be able to deliver that to you at a cost that is less than what you would be paying for an FTE. So it really is an interesting model in terms of it can be very cost effective. And the beautiful thing is you can scale up, scale down as you need. So, there may be seasons within your business where you need more support, and there's seasons where you need less. Hypercare is going to allow you that flexibility to scale up and scale down, which compared to an FTE, just you don't have that flexibility. Uh, in terms of our process, how do we manage your environment? How do we work with your team? Well, performance monitoring. We're actively monitoring Salesforce to ensure that it is performing well. Number two here is we are doing ongoing enhancements. So as updates, as patches, as things that need to be implemented pop up, well, we're going to address those, and we're going to also ensure that any tickets, anything that is coming up from your team that needs to be enhanced. That's just there's a regular cadence of just enhancements to the system. Number three is resolution protocol. So it's not often, but we do see it where there are urgent requests, things that come in. An example might be one of your executives is needing to pull data for to produce a report to report out in a meeting that they're going to be having. If that report doesn't exist and it's really urgent and time sensitive, well, we can be there to help support you with that. It's really designed to, Hypercare is not so much designed to be kind of a 911 type service. It's more this proactive management and ongoing support and integration within your organization. But with a Hypercare plan, we are going to be there to respond when more urgent requests come up. And then number four is just post resolution analysis. We want to provide this in a very proactive way, and we recognize that there are urgent things that will come up, one of the things that we like to do is learn from, uh, mistakes, learn from experiences, and if there are urgent things that are coming up, well, what we want to do is first respond to those, but then secondly is how do we avoid the urgent? Because urgency and last minute is really not the best way to run an organization to efficiently, and we want to make sure that everybody within the organization that is relying and depending on Salesforce uh, has confidence that when they need the information and when they need access to the system, it's going to be there for them. So we're going to do a kind of a post-resolution review, look at, well, how can we avoid this in the future and ensure that you're set up for success? So being very proactive. Lastly, here is just sector alignment. We are very well known for working in nonprofit and public sector, maybe a little less known for the for-profit organizations that we work with. Hypercare, think of it as agnostic to a particular sector or vertical. We have a very, very capable team that is well versed across the majority of the Salesforce products that exist, and so regardless of which product that you use, we can support you from a Hypercare perspective. So you know if you're a nonprofit and you use nonprofit cloud, or if you're a public sector organization using marketing cloud to communicate to constituents, or you're a for-profit organization using sales cloud, we can help really any organization that is using one of the core Salesforce tools. So we would love to have a conversation with you about Hypercare, introduce you to its capabilities, introduce you to how we believe we can help you, and really help you, most importantly, maximize the investment that you have made in Salesforce. At the end of the day, we want you to be successful, and we do hear this from time to time from customers that are coming to us for the first time. They'll say things like, I'm only using a fraction of what Salesforce can provide to me, or we spend a lot of money on Salesforce and we're just not getting the value. Well, we want to give you the key to unlock the value that exists within Salesforce, and we see Hypercare as really the best model to help you with that. So thanks for listening to this today, and if you have any questions, visit our website. Up in the top right-hand corner, you can book a call, or throughout the site, there are a variety of places where you can, fill out a form and submit your information, and one of our team will be in touch with you to talk to you about Hypercare and find a path forward for your organization. So, thanks for watching, and hope to see you on our next episode. This has been another episode of Belmar Bytes, brought to you by Belmar Consulting. You can follow us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or on our website at belmarcloud.com.